He wakes up at 11 p.m. every night, working 14 hours straight in a kitchen that stays over 40 degrees Celsius almost every single day of the year. Inside this video, we'll take you inside a breakfast shop in northern China. You'll see how steamed buns, fried dough sticks, and soil milk are made. Now let's take a look at a day in the life of a Chinese breakfast shop owner. This is Jack, 39 years old, from Zhengzhou, Henan, and he runs a breakfast shop. Every day he prepares meals for about 1,000 people. In China, especially in North, breakfast isn't simple, it's diverse, time-consuming, and often quite labor-intensive. That's why people in this line of the work start their day long before sunrise. Jack's shop sits on the edge of the city, but he lives downtown. Every morning, he drives about 10 miles to his store. Luckily, at the hour, the streets are empty. It only takes him around 25 minutes to get here. In northern China, most breakfast shops are family-run. Jack's is no exception. As soon as the family arrives, everyone gets straight to work. Jack's mother is in charge of making steamed buns. She takes out all the fillings from the freezer and hands them to Jack for sizzling. They have prepared everything the night before, washed, chopped, and chilled. There are 8 different fillings, each with its own flavor. It's a tiring, meticulous work. Meanwhile, Jack's father is busy preparing the soups. He starts by grinding soaked soybeans into fresh soy milk. Besides soy milk, the shop also offers 3 other kinds of soup, including one that's a true local specialty, which we'll see later. This is the key ingredient for making the local specialty pepper thick soup, the starchy flour water. Jack uses a hydrometer to measure the starch concentration and adds water to dilute it, ensuring the soup's consistency stays just right. It's now 1 a.m. and the first customer of the day has already arrived. At the counter, tea eggs are available. They're made by boiling eggs with tea leaves, soy sauce, and spices, then soaking them overnight so the flavor seeps deep inside. Tea eggs are popular all across China. By now, Jack has already poured the flour water into the pot. As the heat builds up, the soup gradually thickens. He keeps scooping it with a ladle, carefully watching its texture change. When it reaches a perfect thickness, he transfers it into a bucket, then pours it into the pot at the serving counter. Below it, a small gas flame keeps the pepper-thick soup warm and ready to serve. This is a specialty soup you can only find in Henan, China, and only in the mornings. The preparation is incredibly intricate. The main ingredients are flour and beef. The beef is cut into chunks and slowly simmered into a rich broth. Meanwhile, flour is kneaded into dough and repeatedly washed in water. As the dough is kneaded, the water turns cloudy. This is called flour water packed with starch. The water is poured off and the process is repeated several times. The yellow dough that's finally left behind is what we call gluten. Gluten is the most important protein in wheat. It's elastic and chewy. The dough is divided into equal portions, flattened, boiled, and then cut into pieces. These gluten pieces are cooked together with other ingredients, then combined with the flour water to make the final soup you see here. The most popular way to enjoy it, deep fry dough sticks into the soup. They soak up all the broth without feeling greasy. Every bite is incredibly satisfying. At the same time, 3 other soups are being prepared: soy milk, millet porridge, and red bean porridge. Once they're cooked, each is poured into the warm serving pot at the front counter, ready for the morning rush. By this point, they've finished only about 10% of the day's prep work. Jake's mother is busy making steamed buns. Each flavor has a tiny piece of filling placed on top, so she can tell them apart. On their menu board, there are 8 different kinds, all handmade, and most cost just around 14 cents each. She picks up a dough wrapper, scoops in the filling, then with her thumb, middle, and index fingers, pinches and twists the dough, while her other hand slowly rotates it. A gentle squeeze, and one bun is done. In China, more than half of the people have made steamed buns at some point. They're as common here as bread is in the West. After 2 minutes of steaming, the buns are taken out to cool. Steam rises as she breaks one open. The filling is packed, juicy, and smells incredible. Across China, there are hundreds of different fillings, but the classic one, chive and egg, is loved everywhere, north to south. Right now, Jack is frying sesame balls and sugar cakes, sweet treats that kids love. Frying requires precise control of the oil temperature, so Jack handles it himself. Fry everything in one go and neatly arranging the snacks at the counter. By this point, about half of the prep work in the shop is done. Around 4 a.m., night shift workers are just getting off, and the early shift workers are starting their day. This is when Jack's breakfast shop begins to see its first customers. At this hour, 3 part-time workers also arrive. 2 of them work with Jack's mom to make steamed buns, while the other helps Jack fry youtiao, the Chinese fried dough sticks. They start at 4 a.m. and work until 10 in the morning. Meanwhile, Jack is busy filling cups of porridge. To cut down on customers' waiting time during the morning rush, he pre-fills and seals each cup in advance, so people can grab and go. He makes 3 kinds of porridge, 100 cups of each. In about an hour, he can fill around 180 cups, which according to himself is already the fattest bit after years of practice. Jack told me that luckily we came in the fall. In summer, the kitchen can easily reach 40 Celsius, that's 104 Fahrenheit. Working in that kind of heat can make anyone dizzy, but Jack and his family are long used to it. At this moment, Jack's father is packing the steamed buns into boxes. With China's economy slowing down, many shops now choose to set up outdoor stalls. Even some 5-star hotels have them outside. For Jack's family, an extra stall means more customers and more sales. Meanwhile, Jack's mom went out to buy vegetables half an hour ago. She's back now, carefully selecting produce at the shop's entrance for tomorrow's dishes. Inside, the 2 hourly workers start prepping the vegetables. With that, most of the day's prep work is nearly done. I take this moment to interview Jack and ask him a few questions.
你干这一行干多少年了？
断断续续干了有10年吧。
那你这一周没有休息？
对，别说一周没休息了，全年无休。
你全年无休呀？
不能说全年无休吧，就春节休息1个礼拜。
你就是干这么久早饭店，有啥有意思的事没？
有意思的太多了。但是呢，我给你讲一个很，算是咋说来吧，有一个小姑娘，20、30岁那样吧，她家人生病了，在这对面医院住院，然后家里边的钱已经花完了，并且这个债台高筑，已经借的都是钱，但是这个女人她家人还没有放弃，想办法不放过一丝机会，哪怕来我这临时干个一天挣个几十块钱，100、80块钱的，她也没有说放弃她。我感觉这是一个比较励志的，比较让人就是说不抛弃、不放弃的精神，值得让大家学习吧。我感觉这个是让我比较感动的一个事。
这个也比较。
Jack isn't someone who talks much. After sharing the story about little girl, she leaned against a box of buns and stayed silent for a long time, lost in thought. As the morning rush approached, the 2 part-time workers quickly sat down to eat their breakfast, while Jack found a corner to rest his head for a moment, saving his strength for the hours of work ahead. From 6:30 to 8:30, every morning is the busiest time at the breakfast shop. Jack's job is to constantly hand out steamed buns with different fillings. He knows exactly which kind is on which tier, moving quickly and precisely. At the same time, he keeps an eye on the stock and alerts the kitchen whenever a certain type starts to run low. To keep customers from waiting in line, Jack moves non-stop between the counter and the steamers. Each time he opens the lid, hot steam rushes toward him, but he's long used to it. For workers hurrying to their jobs and students rushing to school, Jack's speed means saving a few precious minutes from their morning. Thanks to the widespread use of digital payments in China, over 95% of customers pay electronically, which saves Jack the cost of hiring an extra cashier. Even though ingredient prices have been rising in recent years, he keeps his prices steady and never compromises on quality. The buns are big, generously filled, and sold at a low margin but high volume, giving customers both value and deliciousness. Starting around 9:30 a.m., the number of the customers gradually drops. Jack's breakfast shop usually stays open until afternoon, closing only when all the food has been sold. But if only buns or porridge remain, items that can't form a proper set, they're discarded, and the shop begins to wind down for the day. During this time, Jack and his workers start preparing ingredients for the next morning. Jack's mother, who can't stand for long due to her age, takes a bus home once daylight breaks. The 3 part-time workers clock out at 10 a.m., leaving only Jack's father, who returns from selling breakfast at their streetcar to help with the remaining cleanup and prep. There are countless small tasks to handle: soaking beans, weighing grains, and mixing them with baking soda to thicken the porridge and reduce cooking time, pre-measuring spice blends for the pepper soup, refilling condiment jars, and even preparing clean water for the next day. Meanwhile, delivery suppliers come and go, dropping off ingredients. China's food industry is fiercely competitive, and with restaurants consuming large amounts of supplies daily, vendors have learned to take the initiative, delivering directly to kitchens to secure their share of the market. Those who don't adapt simply get left behind. By this point, Jack has been working for 12 straight hours, with only a short 10-minute break in between. Right now, he's still standing by the beef soup pot, carefully stirring to make sure the meat heats evenly. This broth will become the base for tomorrow's pepper thick soup, the shop's best-selling dish. That's why Jack can't afford even the smallest mistake. Meanwhile, Jack's father is preparing lunch. The two of them always eat at the shop before heading home to rest. It's more convenient. All the ingredients and condiments are already here. Plus, around noon, a few customers will stop by for buns or porridge. Staying open a bit longer helps set out whatever's left and prevents waste. Jack often gives small discounts for offers of buy one get one free deal just to clear remaining food. Their lunch is simple and classic, just like in most Chinese homes: a pot of rice and a plate of stir-fried vegetables, potatoes, cabbage, sweet potatoes, and chili peppers, all toast together with soy sauce over low heat until fragrant. After this meal, they won't eat again until the next morning, after the breakfast rush ends around 4 a.m. Once lunch is over, Jack heads back into the kitchen one last time to double-check that all the ingredients for tomorrow are ready. Only when everything's confirmed does he finally allow himself to call it a day. Jack finishes work around this time almost every day. By now, he's been working for 14 straight hours. His car is packed full of plastic cups for tomorrow. There's simply no space left in the shop. Outside, the sunlight is blinding, traffic is heavy, and the streets are alive. But for Jack, this is what night feels like. He's never really experienced a morning or evening rush hour, only work that flows from one day into the next. The drive home takes about 25 minutes, the same as always. Jack told me they've thought about living an easier life and even tried a few other jobs over the years, but nothing ever felt right. In the end, they came back to breakfast. Hard work, yes, but it's the kind of work that feels real. When Jack gets home, he doesn't go straight to bed. After a quick wash, he sits on the couch, scrolling through his phone. A few quiet moments of rest after more than 10 hours of work. His cat jumps up beside him, keeping him company in silence. Jack lives here with his wife and their young child. His wife works an office job, and their kid is in elementary school. Years ago, they moved to the city to build a life. They eventually bought this apartment. Before opening the breakfast shop, Jack used to be a truck driver. He was rarely home, and his biggest regret was missing his childhood. Later, he thought running a breakfast shop would mean more time with his family, but life just found another way to keep him busy. Every day, he wakes up at 2 a.m., finishes around noon, and doesn't sleep until 4 p.m. By the time he wakes up, the house is quiet. His child already asleep, his wife resting beside them. This is a day in the life of a breakfast shop owner.